Are you off Streamlabs now?
I am, yeah. Like 90% of the way. I have like 2 more things to do to get fully off of it, but there's so many things that I like didn't realize were streamlined.
I want to see you play Squadrons or try and stream Squadrons once.
Again?
When it's fixed.
When it's fixed?
Yeah.
Is it broken?
No, I mean, I always thought maybe if you didn't have Streamlabs.
Oh, if I did it on OBS,
yeah, that you could use Squadrons, or you could try that trick of Z-Storms. That might fix it too.
Or I could try Ghost's trick. He has a trick that makes VR games in general just work better through Steam VR. Or I could try to not run games at 140% resolution. That also probably helps.
140 is not that bad. I mean,
140% RTX 2080 Super ish. It's 144 frames. Probably turn that down to 90 for Squadrons. I don't know.
It still seemed like it was a bug or something weird.
Yeah, I could try it. I just need to have the energy and time to do that. I've been busy making way too many videos, and because my Shorts channel comes out with a video every single day now, I spend a lot of time making videos for that. It's funny, like, if I would just like spend time making videos for my main channel, I'd be getting subs on my main channel. But since I have a Shorts channel that I come out with a video every day on, my Shorts channel is doing really well. My main channel hasn't gone up very much lately, but my Shorts channel is like over 1,000 subs now. So
wow,
it's not. Fantastic. I can't monetize it though, because I found something out about YouTube, which is you have to hit like the certain YouTube requirements to get monetized. 1,000 followers or 1,000 subs, and then you have to have like 4,000 total watch hours. But Shorts don't count towards the watch hours. So if I want to monetize, I actually have to come out with like normal videos and like have enough time of people watching those.
Shorts, they don't pay as much either. Like just in general.
Yeah.
Like people that are on TikTok that have like tons and tons of views, they don't get very much money for those views.
No.
Was there a reason why you split your Shorts out into a different channel and it's not on your main channel?
Yeah, just so that things were a little bit more organized, because something with the main channel that I was noticing, and like noticing from a couple other channels as well, is they actually have like different channels for different games they play. Because oftentimes you'll get people that, you know, sub to me or like come to my stream, and I'm sure Starwind and you have the same thing. Or if you go try to play a different game, like say you're playing Phasmophobia or something, people will come to your channel and be like, "Oh, when are you playing Pop 1 again?" You're like, "I don't know, like." I'm playing this game right now. Like that's happened a lot since I played After the Fall, since it came out about a week and a half ago. People are like, "Oh, when are you gonna go play Pop 1?" I'm like, I don't know, playing this right now.
After the Fall is pretty fun too.
Yeah, I'm digging After the Fall a lot. Well,
have we started already?
Yeah, we started. This is Popcast number 16 or some number. It's been a couple weeks. It's pretty good. It exists. We're here. Crimmus comes next week on Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah,
right?
Saturday this year.
Because people that have a job then get Friday off.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get.
Wow. Yeah, people that have normal work schedule jobs. But
which
wait, what day?
The people that don't.
So let's see. New Year's is always 6 days after Christmas. So that means New Year's Eve is Thursday, Friday. So New Year's Eve is Thursday. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then the Pop 1 meetups, like 5 days after that.
Oh my gosh, that's coming up fast, huh? Are you both going to the Pop 1 meetup?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, nice. Should be a good time.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm pretty antisocial, so I'll probably just go there and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go play my Switch." I'm gonna video edit.
I'm gonna go beat Metroid.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't beaten Metroid Dread yet.
But it's like the VRC parties, but in person, you're pretty social at those.
I am also drunk at those, and I'm also a fluffy dragon at those.
It's gonna be Vegas. You can absolutely be drunk and white.
Can't be drunk. Vegas, can't be drunk at Vegas. Can't do it. It's not allowed.
I'll be drunk.
What if I get drunk and I don't know. I have my paranoia is way high, man. Yeah, should be fun though. See people for a bit and get off.
Skycandy.
Yeah, getting on Starwind's lap for a second there.
TOS.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back.
Gotta wait till after the cast.
Okay.
So let's see. Population1. Yeah, we got the meetup in about 2 weeks. Should be fun. Exciting. What else is going on? We got what was the last event that we did? Team Deathmatch. We haven't talked about Team Deathmatch like at all. What'd you guys think of it?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like the ability to choose the different weapons and the different loadouts. I thought that was really fun. And it seemed like they made the play spaces bigger. Like before it seemed a lot smaller, right? So the play spaces was much bigger. So I think a little bit more strategy was involved than before. It was just like running around and shooting everybody.
You know, I didn't notice it was bigger. Was it bigger?
I'm not sure.
I felt like it.
I think the maps are the same, so I'm not entirely sure. They might have changed a thing here and there, though, so...
They changed the spawns and obviously the loadouts.
Yeah, sometimes you spawn inside cars and die.
They probably need to work on the spawns more.
Yeah, I think spawning in random spots around the map would be important, as opposed to in the same
spot every
side.
time?
Yeah, because there was a lot of like spawn camping that ended up happening if one team had the ability to push really hard. So, and the other team didn't know that they could just stay as a ghost for a little bit. I noticed that was a pretty big thing. But I thought it was really good for being able to just practice a gun. Like, ooh, I want to practice whatever gun.
Yeah.
UMP, Seiko.
I couldn't play it for hours and hours though, like I can squads. Like for me, it's a good warm up. Like go in, warm up, and then jump into squads after. Yeah.
Starwind probably didn't like it because he couldn't read chat as much as in squads.
No, I really liked it. I didn't get to play it much because I was honestly mostly still playing squads. But I really liked it. But I still played squads more, so. I mean, I didn't like people camping. People camped a lot in there, but once you get warmed up and you can kind of like... I just switched to an op and a DT if people camped, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good addition. Definitely good for new players, too, since they got a chance to actually try out the guns. Because at the moment, I guess they added the training park, and they added this. And I'm sure their goal was to have both of these out before Christmas, so that people who are new players had a place to go after they got their quests, like the training park and whatnot.
That's a good point.
So I'm wondering if they're going to bring back like legions or something after Christmas, or like for Christmas.
I think they should keep bringing back TDM.
Yeah.
I think people... I don't know. I think probably TDM because it's something more familiar.
Yeah. They'll do it like the war where they'll have super advanced TDM.
Because if they take this TDM and they improve it even more...
Oh, nice.
I mean,
I'm an
if they gave you random spawns and maybe even stricter loadouts... I think you'd have like a pretty good game mode because honestly, it's just really unbalanced still.
Yeah.
What do you mean by being able to choose all your weapons? You think they need to restrict it more?
Yeah, I think they should just have like loadouts that you just pick. Like instead of being able to pick so many different options,
Combinations.
I think they should just have they should just have like a handful of options, and that's it. That's the only way to make it balanced, because the way it is now, everybody's gonna pick the same weapons, you know. It just kind of takes the like you need classes, so to speak. You need like a sniper class where you can only use a sniper and a pistol, right? You can't have a sniper and a DT. You know, that's too strong.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that'd be a good idea. It'd be cool if they had like some sort of perk system or some sort of abilities for characters, a little bit more than just, just the guns in the game and just being able to fly.
Some kind of Apex.
Yeah,
Apex,
like or even old style COD, like stopping power, commando, like farther melee range, slightly more, bullet penetrations, just random small things like that. Martyrdom, drop a grenade.
Farther melee range. That sounds so toxic in this game.
That'd be great. I think it'd be amazing.
No.
Yeah,
Everything else.
I keep running into this error with VR chat. I'm just a robot right now because I tried to recalibrate my full body tracking. So now I'm just an error robot.
You look fine to me.
Yeah, I look fine to you guys, but on my
yeah.
screen I'm just a robot. So it sucks. And I'm probably going to need to reinstall VR chat.
Oh, you're floating.
And
You're floating away.
your waist
You're floating
tracker got
away.
lost.
I can't even tell where my stuff is because I'm just a robot.
There,
Lower
you look
yourself like
normal
3
now.
feet and you look normal. There you go. Stop.
Okay. Oh, I'm not going to look normal on the stream because I look like an error robot to me, so it doesn't really matter too much. What else?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's fine. What else for Pop 1?
The new event today.
Yeah,
right?
today, the
The new
Crimmus
event that launched today.
Crimmus presents, and we got the
Yes.
Nutcracker skin, which is huge. It's massive.
Yeah, the noggin on that thing.
Okay.
is awesome.
So I need to say, they said that they didn't put a tail on the werewolf back at Halloween because it would stick out too much. But the Nutcracker has like a 3-foot, like, what is that? Like a key on the back of it or whatever
The
it is.
winder.
Yeah, the winder. It's so big.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new skins?
His head's big too.
Yeah, his head's massive.
Yeah,
I
he
love
he
him.
seems like he's probably the worst skin, like tactically.
It might be
To use.
good because I was thinking about it. You
I
have
don't know. The hitboxes in this game aren't they based off the skin?
no hitboxes are all the same, which means
I don't
people
know.
will think that
I'm
they're
not- I'm
shooting
not
your head,
100%.
but they'll like hit the hat or something. That's why a lot of people use like Wheatley is because Wheatley has a hat on, but he's still the same character
The-
model, so people will think they're hitting you and they shoot your hat, but in reality your
It-
hitbox isn't there.
It
Mhm.
feels like the Juggernaut has a bigger hitbox than other skins.
Maybe that's just because you
And
feel
the
more
bots
powerful.
in training mode, they definitely seem like they have bigger hitboxes too. The bots in battle
we
mode.
could try some testing. I'm not sure, but we could. I don't think so.
Somebody told me this, and then I felt like it was true later on when I was playing against people.
I don't. Yeah, I've talked to them and they said all the hitboxes are the same before. So the only downside you're gonna have is like
Well,
something that we ran into
I mean,
when we were.
I believe them. If they made the game, they probably know.
Yeah, I haven't talked to any of the devs in a while, to be honest. So, I mean, maybe now the hitboxes are different. I'm not sure. But the only thing that we noticed, like when they came out with that Savrog skin back for the Kingdom update, it's the same hitbox, but you can see more of it overall still. So like Jared was trying to hide on the other side of a wall, but the horns were like sticking above the wall, so people were able to see him still. Like you might not have a hitbox, but people can still see you. So
That makes sense.
yeah, we got some yellow snow skins for the event. We got the
Yellow snow.
yeah, for doing
People already had it. Yellow snow skins.
Don't eat the yellow snow.
Clip it, chat. Clip it, chat.
We got plains is ice covered again, which I think will work better than last year when we had a bunch of like head glitching because there's like when you stood on slopes, your character model was all wonky, and they kind of fixed that. So even though we have all the slopes and glaciers and stuff, I think that should be better, in theory. And then we got some gingerbread houses and not gingerbread houses, but we got some random houses. The gingerbread DT skin's really cool too.
I like those. I like the little houses.
You can
the
jump down the
gumdrops and
chimneys.
fireplaces. Yeah, you can climb
Did
up
y'all-
the
yeah, you can climb and
fireplaces.
jump
I
down the
thought that
chimney.
was a nice
Unlike the
touch.
previous chimneys in the game.
Oh, and did you see the drunk snowman that was passed out in the saloon on the bar?
Oh no, I
I
haven't.
didn't. I haven't,
haven't
seen
seen
that
that
yet.
yet.
Yeah, he's got his head on the counter and a drink in his hand, or her hand. I can't tell. So, the snowman, the snow person.
Snowman, snow
The
person.
smo,
Passed
the
out.
smo,
Snowman.
the
the
smerson.
snow, the snow smersmith.
I did see
The smersman.
at the front of the kingdom. There's the snowman's head that's being stabbed by the sword. And every single time I walk past Kingdom and I'm not, or like if I'm at mid-level or like low-level, like ground level, I always think that's someone about to pin drop me. Just in the sky, like out of the corner of my eye, I just see like something in the sky. It's a snowman's head, but I always think it's someone about to pin drop me.
It looks like an olive on a toothpick to me, like in a bar, the little olive toothpicks,
Mm.
a little head on top.
Have you seen it? Have you played today
Does
yet,
that mean
Starwind?
that there's a?
I played.
Headless.
Yeah, I played with Abby.
Okay. Yeah, I was supposed to get on, but my body's been
Yeah, we were in
murdering me.
custom, and then we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was joking that they Big Box put all the presents in the game for her birthday today.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on earlier and play with you guys. My body's been destroying me. Like every single day I wake up, a different limb is swollen. Like first it was like my palm, and then it was my finger, and then it was my other hand, and then it was like both my feet, and it's been really weird. I don't know what it is, but
That sounds strange.
I'm just hoping if I sleep enough times
you
it'll go away.
pregnant?
That's what I. Yeah,
Have
I'm
you gone to-
pregnant.
Have you gone to the doctor?
No, that costs
Are you
money.
drinking lots of water?
Yep.
Are you drinking lots of water?
Yeah. So I'm gonna open this soda really quick and have a drink. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on, but my body's been not happy. Hopefully better by probably COVID or pregnant or both.
Hopefully
There's a
you're
test
pregnant.
for both of those, so.
Yeah, when I Googled everything, it's like, yeah, you're pregnant. It's like, oh, okay. So, yeah. So there's that. There wasn't any really balance changes for Pop 1 other than the supply drop will now announce that it's on the map rather than like right when it's dropping. So before it would be like supply drop inbound and then it would drop right when it said that. But now it says supply drop inbound when it like comes in the map, when like the drop ship is in the map rather than like where it is. And then it'll show you on the map where it's going to drop. So you can actually have a little bit of pre-planning for where it's going to be.
And it's
And it
glorious PJ in the PJ sled.
Ho ho ho. Yeah.
Yep. And then is that an op or something sticking off of the sled too? It looks like maybe a gun or something.
I don't know. Maybe we can get on the sled somehow. Like if we build high enough, maybe we can get on the sled.
That would be cool. That'd be fun.
I've never tried to get on the dropship. I'm sure it just like flies through you, but
I think the closest you can get to the dropship is if you're on the tower and you build up and it happens to go over the tower.
you get lucky. You give it a shot.
I don't know if you remember one of those anime videos. I had the dropship come through it. I actually kept playing matches and going to the top of the tower until it came right over the tower, and it was pretty close. It was pretty close.
Good enough. Nice. But yeah, I think that's all for update news. They're still trying to fix that voice issue that they're having with their game where people can't hear other people, which has only
They
been
listed
going
they
on
fixed
forever.
the op again. Does that just mean
Yeah.
they fixed the?
I think the people that were having issues when they were scoping in and it would like multiple scope where they'd like their game would freeze.
I haven't been having that.
I didn't
anymore.
have that issue. I know
I've
Drew
seen
was
people
having
doing
it.
it. I've seen people having it with zone grenades.
I can't.
When I was watching Jansen and when he would zoom in on a zone grenade, it would do it.
Oh really? Yeah.
But only when he was zooming in on zone grenades.
Did you guys know that zone grenades have a render distance? So like I'm playing on low graphics, so I have really good earphones. So I'll like be at cemetery and I'll hear a zone grenade go off at Defiance, and I'll look over there. I'm like, all right, yeah, zone grenade went off over there. But if I don't have an op, I can't actually see where it is. Because the op will like scope in so the render distance changes, but because I'm on low graphics, I can't like from a distance tell where a zone grenade went off unless I can hear it, but that's it. So I've gotten in situations where like, oh, I thought a grenade went off over there, but I can't see anything. There is a render distance on grenades. So fun fact.
Wow.
I wonder if they've
That
changed that
makes
since
sense,
the update as like a way to fix the op. If that was, I don't know.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
How come you're on?
I've had a
low?
lot of audio issues just in general, but hopefully it's fixed.
The only way I
Is there an
can
advantage to being on low?
I just find that my game can only run at a good frame rate, like with all of my programs running in the background for like the avatar and
yes.
whatnot. If I'm on low, if I turn it
The
up,
game looks kind of the same no matter what, anyways.
it does. Other than the fact that some rocks just don't render on low graphics at all, so that's fun.
I have mine on low too.
And if you're like kingdom to tower distance, maybe a little bit sooner than that, you can see straight through the tower. Like if someone's running around in tower, you can be like, oh, there's a team inside tower, just because the tower doesn't render from that distance.
I've never seen that happen.
You haven't? Oh yeah.
I've never seen that happen.
Okay.
No.
I'm kind of curious. I want to maybe I'll pop it on low tonight.
Maybe I'm on medium, and I think I'm on low.
Yeah, I'm on low, and the frame rate difference is nuts.
I'm on low too, but I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You have to be at a certain distance, but then like the vents don't render and things like near the tower, and you can just see straight through it. I've during like in comp matches, I've looked over to the tower and I'm like, oh, there's a team in tower. Yep. So that's a thing. But I wish I could turn my graphics up. I'd prefer to have my graphics higher so that I could actually see where the rocks are. Because half the time I see someone through a rock, I'm like, oh, there's someone at the rock, and I like scope in my op, and when I scope in my op, the rock then renders, and I can't hit them.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, cool. Like I was just seeing them through.
I
the
have
rock.
had stuff like that happen.
Yeah.
I've had it happen with tree stumps and stuff too.
Tree stumps? Are there tree stumps in the game?
Yeah, I think in between cemetery.
Are there?
And like apartments. I think there's a tree stump down there.
Is that intentional?
Yeah, I'm trying to. This is me process. Like this is like a loading. You know, like the loading circle.
It could have been a playtest build, and it's not there in like reality.
Wow, NDA. Speaking of NDAs,
NDA stump.
Man, speaking of NDAs, are you playing Zenith, Skycandy, or do you know about Zenith?
No, I'm not playing Zenith.
Okay, Zenith is an MMO that's had like a bunch of alphas, and it's finally going into beta, and people that pre-ordered can start playing the beta as of the 18th, which is in like 3 days, so this weekend. But they did this weird thing where they're like, you're not allowed to stream it, even though you've been able to stream the previous alphas. You're not allowed to record, but it's not under NDA. And I don't understand how that's a thing. Like, how can you not have an NDA, but then like disallow? Like, if you're not making people sign something, someone's just gonna stream it, right? And it's
so initially though they were saying there was an NDA and you can't stream it, right? Or that you like, right?
No,
then they loosened it and said.
I don't think there was ever an NDA for this one. Because they even said, like, yeah, people will be able to write on it, they'll be able to talk about it, tell everything about it, but you're not allowed to live stream it. I just don't understand that logic. It's like, if we can talk about it, then what's the point in not making or not allowing people to live stream it? Because I know, like, Rezo took like 4 days off, like, of work so that he could do the beta and just like stream it. And he's now in a situation where he's like, yeah, I was planning on streaming for like 16 hours a day, and now I'm not allowed to stream this game. So
I would speculate that it's probably something to do with that recent funding they got. Maybe investors or whoever invested just don't want them to show it off in like an unfinished state anymore.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I know some games when they're super buggy,
but they said they're gonna let them stream it in January, like what, a month later?
Yeah, January 13th I think is the second beta, and you'll be allowed to stream it. And because a lot of people only have one of the betas, you either are in one or the other. And if you have this one but you want to stream the other one, then you can like opt out of this one and opt into the other one. So I guess that's nice. But
okay, so you can only do one of the two?
If you have the like collector's edition of the game, then you can do both, like the deluxe collector's edition. Oh. But for everybody else, they can only do one of them. Yeah, I think I do too. So I should be okay. But it's still kind of weird to me because it's like, okay, I could play Zenith, but what's the point for me? Because I need to make money, and I can't stream it, and I can't make content on it.
Right.
So, and I've played the first like 20 or 30 levels of Zenith like 4 or 5 times by now. So do I really want to grind those 30 levels again?
Yeah, that was one thing I was worried about. You know, I don't know. I'm
excited for the game. I just really don't want to play the first 20 levels
beta,
again.
Like really has me worried, and I'm like, they're not beta but alpha.
Mm-hmm.
And when they go from beta 1 to beta 2, I mean, I haven't played beta 1 yet, but like I'm just curious of like how much improvement it's really going to be.
Right.
I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, I think beta 1's more going to be like stress test stuff and general testing of all the mechanics. They changed the flying mechanics, so you can actually like glide down and up and use momentum a little bit, which is pretty cool.
Well, I saw they had the physics added for like the weapons where they were just like bouncing them, and like they had changed the whole physics system basically for the game.
I'm wondering if
seemed
the
like.
Blade Master is going to be fun. I've always had a hard time with melee weapons in VR games just because you're like just swinging your arms. Like Skyrim
But,
VR,
like,
this is how you play
the
Skyrim VR.
quests
You grab
in
a
the
sword
loot-
and you go. And then they die. And your enemy falls over. You don't have to do anything. You just shake your hand and the enemy falls over.
That doesn't seem very immersive.
Exactly. Like you can play it.
He's playing a different version of Skyrim than I am.
Starwind's just very sensitive anytime I talk about Skyrim. But yeah, there's only been like 2, maybe 3 games that I've played in VR that have done melee correctly, which have been After the Fall, which has really good, like, you hit people overall to like lower their armor, and then once their armor is down, it has like a slice direction, and you have to actually slice that specific direction to do damage. And then the other one,
Wait, what game?
After the Fall, it's a roguelite, like sword game. I've only played it a couple times. It's pretty cool. Or not After the Fall.
Okay.
God damn it. After the Fall.
I'm thinking that this is a zombie game we've been playing, right?
Man,
Like,
what's the name of it? It's
hold
until
on,
you
you-
fall. Until you fall. Sorry.
Until you fall. Okay.
And then Swords of
Oh, wait a
Gura.
minute. That's the zombie game we've been playing. Like, what is he talking
Yeah,
about?
Until you fall, and then the other one's is
What did I
Swords.
just do?
You sat in the chair. The other one is Swords of Gura, and the reason that one's good is because to like get around the just being able to like swing your arm and stuff and do damage, what they did is they made it so every sword has like you only get one hit with your weapon, and then after you hit with your weapon, it shatters, and you have to like basically like put it behind your back before it'll like regenerate. So you get into a situation where you're like clashing swords, but then you have to like actually like wind up behind you, so you have to like use momentum and stuff so that you can constantly keep swinging. So those have been the 2 main ones, and I'm trying to think if there's even another VR game that's done melee correctly. Can you think of any?
What other game you mentioned? I was distracted.
Swords of Gura with the light swords and
Oh, I
whatnot.
don't think I've even played that.
Yeah, it's like PvP.
So you wouldn't say Blade and Sorcery
I haven't played
did it
Blade and
correctly?
Sorcery. I haven't played Blade and Sorcery. So,
What?
you heard me.
Okay.
I didn't stutter.
I would say Blade and Sorcery. For sure.
Blade and Sorcery. Okay. So yeah, there's the 3 games that got melee correctly. Yeah, Gorn melee is funny, but I don't know. Melee in VR games is hard. Melee in online VR games especially, because latency's so much more noticeable in VR games than flat screen games. Flat screen games, like, you can get used to the latency. You're like, all right, in Halo I need to melee at this time, or I know that my melee hits at this time based on like where I'm standing. But in VR, because like your arms are at a different position than your head, and because latency and all the like the factors, it's really hard to get those effects correct in
Most
VR.
melee combat games, though, they're single player. So you're not. But network latency, like trying to do like a melee combat game with multiplayer would be really tough.
Yeah, are we talking VR or just in general?
VR, because I mean, if you're talking about melee, like in non-VR games, they just go off the inputs. But in VR, there's just so many inputs. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about like full spatial movement.
Yeah. There's a lot more, and this is something that people don't take into account.
They have a hard time getting the netcode down good for like flat fighting games, much less a VR
Oh my
fighting
god,
game.
yeah. I'm excited for the League of Legends fighting game that's coming out, because they already have basically said all the right words in terms of making a good fighting game and like having good mechanics. But that'll be fun when it comes out. Latency is hard to deal with, but also in VR, something that people don't take into account is the different position between your head and your body. is a huge factor that no one ever thinks about. So if you're like flying behind a wall, right? Like someone's shooting at you and there's a wall here, and you're like flying behind the wall to try to get cover. As soon as you get like slightly behind the cover, on your screen, you're behind the wall because all of your viewpoint is at your head. But in reality, there's still 5 feet of your body and your feet behind you, and they can still shoot that. Like, that's something that no one ever thinks of. They're like, oh, they shot me behind the wall. It's like, well, they just shot the other half of your body that wasn't behind the wall yet, but you can't see that half.
I've also shot people behind walls plenty of times.
I've had some interesting shots.
Always keep shooting.
Yeah, keep shooting because they're extra bullet.
Always keep shooting. It might go through the wall. It's totally possible. It happens. I mean, if you have like a 40 millisecond ping, I mean, whatever latency you have there, if they can still see you on their screen and they hit you, it's gonna count.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all there is to it.
Yep, that's why Zoloto has such an aggressive play style. It's because she knows she can hit you and like do all of that damage and everything because on her end, the server will update for her end. One thing that's really interesting about VR games is it caters a lot towards the client side of things rather than the server side. So people like Zoloto or people on higher ping aren't as punished as much for having high ping, and I think that's the way it needs to be for now to like get the player base bigger and like do all of that correctly. But
yeah,
it's really
it does
hard
feel
to
that way.
that.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, Pavlov had an issue where it would actually reward. You'd basically be rewarded for having high ping. So in competitive games, there's something called Peeker's Advantage, where everybody that is camping, say like on a bomb site to protect it, or in populationone or whatever the game, anybody that's sitting still has the advantage of they're ready to shoot, but anybody that's pushing has the like the Peeker's Advantage, which means whatever they do will take whatever their latency is to get updated. So like 40 milliseconds or whatever before whoever's camping will see them. So the person who's peeking will see the other person first, but the other person has the advantage of they're ready to shoot. So it kind of like evens out. And that's always been a thing in every shooter game. So like Counter-Strike, if you're trying to push a bomb site, the person on the bomb site has the advantage of they're in their spot ready to shoot, but the people pushing have the advantage of latency on their side. They'll see the person on the bomb site before they see them. And that's something that gets thrown away when you do LAN tournaments, and that's why you see a lot of teams perform way differently at LAN events than they do in online events, or even fighting games. Like even the input delay in fighting games is ridiculous when you get to in-person events. A lot of people who you thought would do really well don't, and a lot of people that you might not have heard of will win. So that's always interesting to see.
There's always like really new tactics people come up with too when it comes to tournaments, especially like fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will come up with some new special cheesy combo and they'll just spam it into victory. I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of.
That's like when the M60 first came out in Pop,
Yeah.
People didn't expect it to be as good as it was, and then people just spammed M60s. So
I'm surprised people don't realize how good it still is. Like the M60.
I've been using it more lately.
Yeah, it's really good. It just takes a second to spin up. The issue is if you are against someone that has a sniper or something, they can do more damage overall. But if you use it more as a support weapon, like you and someone else peek at the same time and you can like shred someone's builds or shred their defenses, then it's good. If you just try to use it just by yourself, it becomes harder. But very, very good support weapon, very underrated. No balance changes this patch for Pop 1, which is interesting.
I mean, everybody's pretty happy with everything. I think that they need to fix the DT reload issue, but
I think they might need to.
Everything feels pretty good.
Do you think the DT damage is where it should be right now? Because what they did is they nerfed. They removed the headshot multiplier for shotguns, right? So the M10 went from needing 4 shots to kill the 5, and then they buffed the DT damage as well. So the DT can kill in 3 shots reliably, and it has the flick reload. So now you got an issue where the M10 got nerfed and the DT got buffed. I think for patches it might need to be one or the other in the future so that they can kind of like, do one, test it out, see how it balances. And
that's what I was saying initially, and you were like, no, they're fine.
Yeah.
But, what were you going to say, Skycandy?
I think still the 1014 we need to have more spawns of it. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
they
feel like
changed the
they're
spawn
so
rates.
rare. Yeah, I feel like the DT is way overpowering the 1014 now, and you can't find a 1014 anywhere. I feel like the DT is being shoved down my throat. Like it's not.
Quite literally at times.
Like
Like,
yes,
oh.
it's not like this choice now. Like I can't decide between the two.
Say
it's
goodbye.
Like, well, fine, I'll use the DT.
Well, that's good to a point, right? Because it forces everybody to use new weapons that they might not be comfortable with,
Yeah.
and get some variety at least. But overall, the rest of the balance feels pretty good.
It's pretty easy to use now too, honestly. Like it's not near as hard as it used to be.
Now, do you guys prefer like
with the flick and the no headshots? It's pretty easy to use.
Yeah. Do you guys think that the game, would you prefer a more balanced game or would you prefer an unbalanced game? Like, would you prefer a couple of guns are strong and they always like buff and nerf guns every month or so to like rotate new guns into the meta, and then you can get people that would come back because their favorite gun would be in meta? Or do you think it's better to have like a more balanced game overall where everything's kind of in a good spot?
I think everything the way it is now feels pretty balanced. I think everything feels pretty good right now, and people prefer it.
Okay.
But that'll change when they come out with a new weapon or something. You know, maybe they come out with a new weapon, and that new weapon is a little OP, and then you gotta nerf it later, type thing.
Yeah, a new weapon or a new mechanic to the game. I think we're overdue for one. I could really use a little bit of a mix up to the game, just a little bit, something new. The map changes are nice, but I would really much prefer like a different movement option, the ability to dash, the ability to grapple hook, the ability to like a bow and arrow, just something new to mix things up.
Wasn't there a tweet that was something about jetpacks? I thought I saw that, or maybe I'm going crazy.
No,
I've heard people
so
saying
someone
something
made
about that.
a
I never saw anything.
yeah, someone made a like an I guess magazine article or whatever they're called now. I don't even know, blog article. And part of it was someone asked like, "Oh, so what'll come in the future? Jetpacks?" And the person they were talking to was like, "Well, it's not out of the realm of possibility." And that was the extent of it. And they're like, "All right, jetpacks are in the game. Jetpacks are coming."
Gotcha.
So we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's kind of an easy conclusion to make because, like, if you look at the early build of the game, there was what appeared to be like a jetpack looking. I mean, we have jetpacks now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that all we do is glide. But it kind of looked like there was some sort of propulsion to the original one. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I'd like
want a
some
rocket
change
launcher.
because I like new things because it really mixes up the meta and mixes up the way you play. Like after the
I'd
game
rather have
being
a grapple
similar,
hook,
yeah, grapple hook would be awesome. After having the game similar for too long, metas develop really hard and people get really, really, really good at things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it gets really not only harder for the newer players to get up to that level, but if you go and watch, like I've done a couple of casts on recent competitive games, or I've just watched competitive games, and it's still the exact same where there's like 12 people shooting at each other with the Seiko at the same time. And you're like, I want to see something different, but this is what's strong, right? Like it's kind of changed,
Right.
but it's still the same thing. Like competitive matches, you'll just hear Seiko shots over and over and over, and you're like, yeah, makes sense.
And people do enjoy shooting each other with the Seiko, though.
Yeah,
So there is that.
it's a fun and rewarding gun. So.
And I think the Magnum would replace it pretty easily at this point. If they did get rid of it, people would be running around with Magnums a lot.
I honestly think I'd be okay if they removed the Seiko in the game, because it's I have fun using it and I think it's really rewarding still. But I mean, again, the Magnum does the same thing and almost better because you don't have to reload it. And the Magnum, you actually have to deal with the recoil to a point. Like you can learn the bounce, but you still don't have a perfectly. I don't know. It feels a lot more balanced for some reason. And then longer range shots, you're going to want the op anyways. So
Swap the Seiko for a rocket launcher.
Ooh. That would be fun.
that'd be cool.
I'm just gonna keep saying rocket launcher till one shows up.
Yeah, give us building destruction and then add a rocket launcher. People camping inside a building. Bam.
See, that'd be
leveled the building.
perfect. Imagine a guy
Oh,
builds a
just
whole bunch of
blow
stuff,
it up.
and you just lock on and just blow all of his builds up in him.
See on a
You didn't see
PJ
it
flying
coming.
through the sky? Blow him up.
Heat-seeking PJ rockets.
Only locks onto PJs.
Only locks onto PJs. Yep. Makes it balanced.
That'd be good.
But would it lock onto any PJ skin? Like if it was a Santa PJ or a dark PJ or a
gold
PJ,
PJ
any
reflects back at the attacker.
Oh, finally a
Interesting.
purpose. Finally a purpose to the skin.
Mm-hmm. I'd like some sort of abilities or some sort of variety that got changed when you changed skins in game. I know that's a lot to ask for, and it kind of adds some unbalance if you haven't unlocked the specific characters or anything yet.
I don't think you could do that, but maybe just like if you had classes and then wear any skin on a class. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe
that.
certain skins work with certain classes. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That is a tough one.
I always want more mechanics, more to learn. So, but maybe that's just me. What else is happening in the world right now? After the Fall came out, that's a pretty good game. Been having fun with that one.
Yeah, I've been enjoying grinding it. It's trash, terrible lobby party system, but
Yeah.
fun loop
Mm-hmm.
to grind mods and stuff. You know.
Yeah. It's funny, all of the reviews that I watched for it were like, yeah, there's no replayability for this game, and probably don't get it yet. Meanwhile, Z-Storm and I are sitting at like 60 hours each. And we're like,
Cool.
interesting.
Yeah. Hold on. How much do I have? Let me look.
That's that new zombie game. Left 4 Dead style zombie
Oh yeah.
game.
I played it for I think maybe half an hour or an hour, but I tend to get motion sickness and I had to stop. So I need to go back and revisit
Were you
it.
recording or streaming?
No, but they have a teleport mode. So, well, like with Pop 1, I had to use
I
like
had
a
20
vignette
hours.
and all that kind of stuff, and then it took me about a month, and then I didn't have to use that. So,
Z-Storm's got 71. Z-Storm's got 71 hours. You got like 50 something. I got
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, it's got a good loop.
The thing is too
have
is you could
0.5.
actually get lucky. You could play well, maybe not 0.5, but you could play like 5 hours and get lucky on what mods you get, especially if you have people that are like carrying you through like a regular master or something. Or you could like sit there and get duplicates and stuff like that. And have or maybe get mods for weapons you don't really need.
Yeah,
And end up playing way longer.
there's red mods you can get that you can't use right now, like laser sights and whatnot. So like even beating it on the hardest
Wait, but
difficulty.
you can get them, but you can't use them?
Yep.
Hold on. So anything you unlock on the hardest difficulty, you can't put it on your stuff.
No, some
Why
of the
is
things
that?
you get on the hardest difficulty are locked because they're not out yet, like laser sights and like SMG hand stock and like.
So
couple of things.
basically, they've released a game that's like not done.
No, it's done. There's just stuff that you can't equip yet because it's not supposed to be released. It's supposed to come out with like.
But
the
it's
next batch of the
unlockable.
January.
Like you can earn
Yeah.
it,
Yep.
but it's not.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfinished game.
Yeah.
Unfinished game.
Yeah. There's a couple items I've gotten
it's
that
a
I'm like,
feature,
oh sweet.
not a bug.
Well, it just means when it.
Unfinished game. It's like, oh, you unlocked this rocket launcher, but it's not coming until season 2.
Yeah. Well, it's just like laser sights and stuff, so it's not like a big deal, anyways. Like I much prefer the like all
Dude,
the
laser
damage mods.
sights.
Laser sights. Not
Laser
that hard.
sights are gonna be super good in that game
You think?
because it's. Oh yeah, especially for people with mediocre aim.
So you.
Absolutely. No, but just in general, like anybody that's using a laser sight on that kind of game where you have that many zombies coming at you, it's gonna be helpful.
I mean, not the hardest difficulty. They're all covered in ice armor, so it's more of shoot towards center of mass more than anything.
I actually haven't tried Nightmare.
It's very hard. Very, very, very
I
hard.
still need to get some more. I need to get a shotgun barrel, and I want to get a scope for the M16.
Yeah, but that's a good game that's come out. So I'm actually happy that that one's around, and able to burn time. Like for reference, people are like, "Oh, this game doesn't have enough content. It's not worth it." Like Z-Storm's put 70 hours. I have like 50 hours. Starwind has 20. I bought Half-Life Alyx for $60, and I haven't played more than 16 hours of that game. So I've already played this game like 3 times as much as I played Half-Life Alyx.
Mm.
So it all depends what your definition of not enough content is, I guess.
Another game that came out today, I was actually wanting to play it, but I'll probably end up playing it tomorrow. Is Against VR.
Oh yeah, yeah. I gotta play in
What's
the
that about?
beta for that one.
It's like a mix between it's like Pistol Whip and Beat Saber, kind of. So it's like a music combat game. So you're like shooting and slashing to the music, and there's also like wall running and like super jumps and bosses, and it looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like fun.
And you can do it in mixed reality with either regular camera or avatar. It's kind of like Beat Saber or Pistol Whip. It has that extra camera angle.
Yeah, I was able to play in the beta for that one a little bit, and it was pretty fun. There was a couple mechanics when
It seemed like they've changed it a lot since the beta, because I saw some beta footage, and this footage looked the footage of the actual game looked considerably different. It looked like. I don't know.
Yeah, so they did one beta like 2 months ago, and then there's another beta that happened like 2 weeks ago, of much updated stuff. And there's a couple mechanics that I did that almost frustrated me to the point of stopping playing because of how frustrating they were to use. But if they fixed those, which that's what the point of that beta was, then it would probably be pretty fun overall to play. On the harder difficulties,
just like actions that are really hard to get to pull off or whatever,
or just like the accuracy of them. One thing at the time that I struggle with is they have like a I don't know if I should spoil it if you plan on playing it. At least go play it. Like, play it for a day and you'll understand all of the actions you can do. And then we can talk about it.
All right, I'm gonna probably play it tomorrow.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But there was a couple of things that were just like frustrating. And I feel like if you don't play the levels on the easier difficulty
There was another game
first,
similar to it that I played. I forget what it was, but it was another game similar to it where you had you had a certain number of actions. Like you could only slash so many times, your stuff would overheat, and then you also had something you could shoot out of your wrist, like a wrist shot. I don't know if you saw that one too.
No.
It was similar though, in that it was just like a rhythm and like constant stuff going on. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That doesn't sound familiar to me, so I don't know. Then we have Zenith this weekend.
I don't know.
But we're not allowed to stream or talk about. Well, we can talk about it. We just can't stream it, which I'm still confused about. What else happens this winter? Anything else coming out? Or soon? Any other VR things?
Nothing specifically I got on mind.
Oh, I think the Tundra Trackers came out this week.
I saw that. Yeah. Thrill did a write-up or whatever, Tuesday Newsday or something on it. I don't know.
Yeah, so those came out, and those are probably pretty good. I'm still waiting for the slime because I just want to be able to lay in bed and pull my blanket over the trackers so that I can sleep better in VR.
I know someone that was supposed to be getting a
it.
pair of, yeah. Oh, because you can make them.
I'm gonna build them. Yeah, I'm gonna build mine next week. So, because I have the week off of work and I've got all the parts ordered. So I'm gonna build them and put them together and see how they work.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let me know.
Yeah.
Anything else VR related? I don't think I have anything else for VR. I mean, we didn't really get a headset this year. We're still unfortunate for that, for like Quest or anything.
I feel like we're gonna be waiting on a headset till like there's the chip shortage is over, like 2023 range.
Gross.
I think this one will get a headset. I don't think we're gonna get a headset next year either.
But what you're telling me is
my
we're
guess.
only going to get Quest games for the next year, is what you just told me, and that's disappointing to
I
hear.
think we're only gonna get Quest games for like the next 2 years.
I don't want to hear that.
But I think Quest games are gonna get a lot better once developers are using all the new rendering options.
Yeah, there's a lot of new
Because
stuff.
I mean, 70% boost to what they already had, and if they're working with that from like development level,
Now is that Quest 2 only?
and they don't have to worry about.
Because a lot
I mean,
of devs
I don't think they're really worried about Quest 1.
A lot of devs are. They still make stuff for
See,
Quest.
here's the thing. So, like, Facebook didn't put Resident Evil 4 on the Quest 1, even though it runs on it. It's like, how do you explain that one?
They want to sell more Quest 2s, I guess. Does it work on the Quest 1?
So, I mean, I don't know how worried they are. Huh? It does. Yeah, you can sideload it and it runs fine. Yeah, if you just purchase it on the PC store, and then you can sideload it.
Everslot? Oh yeah, Everslot's one that I didn't and play at all. But that one's basically like Doom in VR. Very fast-paced, grapple hook, sword mechanics. Look kind of cool. I never looked into it more than that though. I was like, oh yeah, that looks like it could be fun. And then
I'll tell you, after playing Halo Infinite campaign, the grapple hook mechanic in the campaign takes a totally different role because you can use it as much as you want. And you're basically it almost feels Doom-like in the way you run around just grappling to every enemy and shotgunning meleeing them. If you had a VR game like that, it'd be pretty crazy.
Well, there is one. There's Grapple Tournament, right?
Grapple Tournament.
Grapple Tournament is not like... It's not like Halo.
No.
It doesn't have the fluidity, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel as satisfying to like grapple into somebody and melee them.
I guess. So what would need to change?
It's kind of going back to the issue you talked about with VR and melee. It just doesn't.
Oh yeah.
It just doesn't connect well.
Yeah, grappling is a cool mechanic, and I think it could be good for VR. But we need to get the like latency stuff fixed first. Like it just needs to feel better to use. Because there's that one Attack on Titan map, like the racing one that I showed you. I mean, that one had pretty good mechanics. That one was pretty quick.
Yeah.
But anybody that has motion sickness or is new to VR would probably get sick playing it. So.
For sure.
But that's
But yeah, I think VR. A lot of VR latency issues probably from like cost too. They just don't have as big a budget to buy like good servers, and there's not as many players, so the servers are spread.
Well, they're using the same
apart,
servers, right?
Compound.
That's why when
What do you mean?
I mean, when Pop 1 servers are down, Twitch servers are down. They're using the same servers. So I like on Monday when Amazon servers went down, that's why Twitch was down and Pop 1 was down. It's because they're all using the exact same servers.
AWS.
Yep.
I mean, you're not gonna. I wouldn't say that like the Call of Duty servers are on the same thing, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, they're all using the same type of servers. It's just who you buy them from.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we need to fix the speed of light issue first, where we can have good connection. Somebody fix speed of light already, or figure out a way to do better than the speed of light.
Do better.
I'm trying to think if there's any other VR announcements. I mean, CES happens the same week as the Pop 1 meetup, right? So maybe we'll get some sort of tech announcement then?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of overlap there, right? I'm surprised that everyone was able to find hotel rooms with CES in town.
Mm-hmm.
They were way more expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be at least like a 20 to 30%
They were
increase in the hotel costs.
Oh, it was
right?
way more than that. It was way more
Wow.
than 20. Yeah, it was crazy tight. Yeah, I looked at tickets for like if you were to just go right now, and then I looked at tickets for when we have to be there. It was just totally different prices.
Well, I expect lots of pictures
Oh yeah,
of everybody
of me,
just having a
pictures of
wonderful
me
time.
covering my face so people can't see me. That's a cool avatar you got, Skycandy, for Crimmus.
Oh, thank you. I picked out the outfit myself. Came up with the hairstyle. I mean, I hired someone to do it all, but I had to show them what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy with it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I like your jingle bells.
I'm just
Jingle bell harness.
Yep, I'm just being a robot on screen right now. Yeah, I made a
I've been
TikTok
too
about
lazy
the harness.
and busy to get myself a hat.
I made a TikTok about me like buying the harness because I'm like, oh, I shouldn't spend any money, and then I'm like scrolling through the assets for the Nardragon species, and it's like, you know, bell harness, and I'm like, damn it, I need it. I made a TikTok, and that TikTok did pretty well, but yay, Merry Crimmus, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of any more VR news. Is there any other games? Halo campaign came out a couple days ago. In
been a ton
general,
of
were
fun.
there any games that are coming out soon? I can't think of any. I know there's a couple of movies, like the Spider-Man movie, and like a couple others are going to be in theaters. And the Matrix Resurrection
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I played the Matrix
yeah.
tech demo.
tech demo.
I don't know if they have a tech demo for consoles,
For like
which
a
is
game?
unusual because they usually don't have. No. It's Unreal Engine 5. It's like a literal You know how they have like Unreal tech demos that they'll show at like E3 or whatever. Usually those aren't playable, but this time they released a playable console tech demo.
For the Matrix?
And I would
or
say
just
like
environment, or how does it work?
it's like, so it starts out with this sequence that makes you think that you can't tell the difference between the actors and the actual CG models. And then it goes into the sequence where you're watching a car chase, and then all of a sudden you're actually playing and you're doing the shooting. And then you go into an open world area and you can walk around like a big Grand Theft Auto sized like world. But it's all just to show off the graphics. So it's not really any gameplay or like there's not much to it. It's just a tech demo to show off graphics. But it looks almost real in some cases, and it's playable.
That's cool.
So like if you were to go back to the old Matrix movies, the second two that had like more CG effects going on, it looks better than that, and it's playable.
Blaston? What is Blaston?
Oh, that's
Last
fun.
time's been out a while.
Blaston is a good workout right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. I haven't played it
It's a good
personally.
game.
But that is one that exists. VR is in
fun.
such a weird place where like
That was
there's
the one that had the ads issue that everybody was freaking out about. That it was gonna have like basically ad placement within the game,
where people thinking
and
that
then
for
they
Pop 1
canceled
too.
it because everybody freaked
Oh,
out.
that's right. They backed away from that.
They backed out of it. Yeah.
Weren't people thinking that for Pop 1 anyways?
I still think one day you're gonna have banners on the Pop One signs.
Oh yeah, it's like those things were placed there. They're billboards, for goodness sakes.
Now, do you
That's
think
what
we're gonna
billboards are
get
for.
banners, or do you think we're gonna get characters?
You might get an ad for.
Because like imagine like Fortnite, right? They just add the characters in. You're like, what's that Marvel movie? Bam, Iron Man's in Fortnite. What's that? I mean, the latest character they added was literally The Rock. Like Dwayne The Rock
Well, they've
Johnson.
had Ariana Grande. They've had like, didn't they like put Naruto in there recently or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Naruto's in there. Yep. So do you think we're gonna get billboards, or do you think we're just gonna get like, I don't know, Ronald McDonald as a playable character?
You mean Durg's gonna show up in his
Yeah,
Among Us
and there's an
avatar?
Amogus avatar. Oh yeah, Amogus VR that got announced.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there's gonna be an
that's
official
right.
Among Us.
How do we forget that, right? I mean, the VRC one's pretty good. I wonder how it's going to compete with that. Well, I guess it's going to have a much larger player base, right? Mainly
Isn't it gonna have hand
Quest.
tracking? Or didn't it say it was gonna have hand tracking? Where you don't need controllers for it?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a game you could totally do without controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could totally play Among Us without controllers.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
would like to see that game made controllerless on Quest. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
But the question is it going to be Quest exclusive?
It can't be.
I don't think so.
That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
I think streamers should be able to get their live updates on that. On what, bruh? Sorry.
Bruh?
What else is happening? That's all I can think of, I think, overall, for updates or various things. I'm probably going to spend a lot of time playing after the fall. and Pop 1 next couple weeks. Probably skip Popcast next week because Christmas. Well, we don't have to. It's on a Thursday, right? But if you guys not feeling it, we could probably hold off. But we'll see how we're feeling, I guess. Anything else that's going on? Any tech stuff? Any stuff?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Nothing super relevant.
Okay. I'm out of stuff. Cool. All right, Starwin, go say goodbye to the camera because they don't want to see a robot and say goodbye to them.
Come on, robot. Let's come with me.
Nope.
Let's go say bye.
Nope.
Bye, Sumatchi stream. Are we raiding somebody?
We could raid someone, I suppose. Let's see who's on.
Bye.
We should let chat vote on the raid. But I'm not going to.
Have Sumatchi raid himself.